Hello, friends, and welcome to today's episode of the Self-Improvement Project. I hope you're well. We're almost through the first month of the year, and we're gradually getting closer to 5 years worth of podcast episodes. I wonder if there was something that you were to look back on that you would love to look back and know that you've done for at least 5 years. On a consistent basis, one that brings you pride, not one that brings you success nor status, nothing that comes with any expectation, just something that gives you inner pride, something that you know that you could do forever without anybody else knowing about it, but it brings you that satisfaction, that joy, that happiness. Is this not one of the things in life that we should try to unlock a little bit more? That we should pursue slightly more often to create that opportunity that we can look back at life with a little bit more pride. Knowing that the zero expectation, you don't have to succeed, and you alleviate that pressure. Sometimes that can work for people, but in this instance, it's not something that I would want to create as a unhealthy measure for people to add into their lives. As life goes through stages, there's always going to be problems that crop up for you. I guess sometimes you need to ask, what more problems do you want on top of those stages of life? You could be coy about it and think about how you could do things that would help you avoid those problems at that stage of your life or future stage of your life. But then I would argue, are you missing out on all the joy? Are you missing out on all the things that could make you happy that you didn't even realize? Anyway, on to today's topic, on to today's episode. And it's one that I'm playing around with and have also, it's an evolution of thoughts. For any of you that pursue creativity, you'll understand the power of unlocking the next layer of creativity. It comes from doing. It comes from turning up. It comes from putting the pen on the paper. It comes from setting that time aside to practice, that mastery. And what we need to understand is that we can create this at any moment in our life, any moment of our day, week, month, year. And what that thing is rhythm. We have to create rhythm in our lives to allow us to enjoy it. The whole reason music is so wonderful is because we can hear the rhythm, we can follow the flow of how it is going. That rhythm is something that lasts sometimes for only a short while before we move on to a new rhythm, a new song. This evolution of songs for our enjoyment is also something that we need to take a bit of ownership in our lives with. Rhythm to you 10 years ago might not suit your taste right now. Being able to reflect upon and adapt what rhythm means to you in life, so that you're not clutching, you're not scrambling, you're not keeping up. What you're doing is you're feeding your life. You're feeding your life full of energy that will allow you to find this rhythm each day. There's a lot out there around using discipline in the mornings to have the best start to your day. Now, I may not be the only one, but sometimes you don't get to choose if you wake up and have a good day or a bad day. And I definitely wouldn't want to be doing things that are disciplined when I wake up on a bad day. Being able to adapt and adjust to the rhythm of life, the rhythm of your life, is quite an art. Knowing when to pull back, knowing when to push. I've said this in my Sunday Thoughts email, but knowing when to put your foot down on the accelerator and knowing when to brake, whilst also knowing when to stick it in neutral and just coast for a little bit. I think that anybody that is doing too much of any of those is missing out. Only a handful of people that are extremely driven and lucky will succeed in what is deemed to be success in life. I definitely don't think I'm driven enough to do that, nor do I want to take my chances with luck. But I definitely know that I'm going to enjoy my life and the rhythm that I create through knowing when to put my foot down and speed up a little bit and enjoy it, whilst knowing when to ease off and put the brake on, slow down. And then that beautiful element of you've found that right pace that you're happy with, the momentum that's taking you, and you can just coast for a little bit. Not forever. None of this is, right? But being able to coast for a little bit and remember that everything that you have is amazing. All of the opportunities that you're going to get are incredible. All of the pain through experience that you have is serving you now. It's potentially making you happier now because you have the perspective of the pain in the past. You don't need to be successful to access these things. You don't need to be famous and have lots of money. You just need a perspective that you're doing everything you can that serves you. And you've got the peace of mind that this will continue to serve you for as long as you live. Nobody having a certain amount of fame nor money will give them access to this enjoyable rhythm. Only you can be in control of that. You're the one that chooses your life. So many people think that they can't choose their life when they can. Sometimes of circumstance, sometimes of a victim of circumstance. But for most of us, and certainly most people that are listening to this, will definitely have choice around how they live. Choice over the rhythm that they have and that they can use to add positivity into their life. There's definitely an element of not being too harsh on yourself during these times as well. Especially in January when it's get up and go. And you push yourself and you think that you're ready to take on the world and then something humbles you. Not to not do that, but knowing that rhythm contributes to that. Knowing the peace of mind that when you have to slow down, this is you putting on the brake. This is the right thing for you. There is no race that you need to win. Just understanding that your time will come again. And you have to have that complete self-assurance that what you're doing right now is right for you. It's time to find a bit of rhythm. It's time to experiment and play around with rhythm in your life. There's so many different genres that exist in the world, and for good reason. Different rhythms work for different people. Different rhythms work for different stages of our life. Different rhythms work for different situations, such as work, such as family, such as friends. We might need to turn it up a notch sometimes, but also we might need to turn it down. This is encouragement to indulge in your musical preferences, to think about how different rhythms could work for you, and enjoy. Enjoy what it gives you, enjoy what it takes. Enjoy the perspective it gives you, especially later on when you might need it. I'm going to close there today, guys. I trust that has been somewhat beneficial for your thoughts today. And as always, thanks very much for listening. If you fancy more, you can read my Sunday thoughts that I'll post in the show notes. Or if you want to write to me, it's the best part about the podcast, hearing from people all over the globe around their own life. Again, maybe encouragement to be self-indulgent here and write to me about what's working in your life. How do you use self-improvement? Otherwise, guys, have a great week, and I will see you all next time. Cheers.